All right, so Pam's question, my question is, what is my connection to the water, specifically ocean water, that fills me with an incredibly overpowering sense of longing for home, missing family, loss, and even mourning? And then she gave us a little bit of background. Over the past 2 years, when I am near the ocean water, usually California, and twice with my sisters of this lifetime, once for a family reunion and another for a wedding, I have been overcome with dreadfully missing home, not this lifetime, and sobbing uncontrollably. I was in the water by myself. I did not tell my sisters. Thank you. All right. So, Pam, also, when you're watching the recording, you are welcome to also take about 8 minutes and take some notes. No, want to? All right. So you guys, 8 minutes or so? Okay. Would anybody like to go first? I can go. All right. Um, okay. This is actually the first time we've had someone ask directly about like a past life situation. So um I gave everyone extra time because of that. Like, oh, okay. Um, the first thing that I got was, are you guys able to hear me? Okay, just because everyone's so quiet. So the first thing that I got was the the sense that Pam was of male. Like I got a sense that Pam was a male in this particular um life that I'm looking at or I'm being shown. And to me, it felt very much like a QHHT session. Like I got like this vision of the personality. Um, and the message that I got was a woodsman. Originally, this male was considered himself a woodsman, and those words I've never used in my life. So it was like this, a woodsman, someone that loved nature, and there was an opportunity that came up and I'm being shown that he leaped at the opportunity, and the word leap came through, leaped at the opportunity to go on this voyage. And um I'm pushing in and trying to figure out the sense of like the personality of this person. And it was honesty and integrity was something very important. And that was something that he got from like being in nature. And this will matter later when I explain sort of this journey. Um, I also got that this person spoke Spanish. Um, like it was just like this thing that came through, and I'm like, oh, I understand, I understand there's some kind of thing in there about speaking Spanish, going on this ocean. And I maybe because I got the word océano, like océanos means ocean in Spanish. Um, and then I just got this sort of um vision of being stuck in an island and just having um unsurmountable odds and being separated from someone that he cared for very much. So I'm feeling this, um, like the word alma came through, like soul, um, maybe that, and more like as a name, um, and just like exhaustion and just exhaustion. And there was this, I'm also getting a sense of like just torn between like the group of men that he felt responsible for because of his honesty and integrity, and then feeling the need to go back, but knowing that it's not ever going to be possible to go back. So it was like this narrative that kind of unfolded. Um, but I did get this sense of utter exhaustion from like not having, not having food maybe or illness. I would lean more towards like food. Um, and it was interesting because I actually felt the skin like on his hands, and it was like very thick skin and just like someone who works very hard with their hands. Um, and I did get a vision of a seagull, and more like that was something that um like brought memories, the seagulls. Um and not having a chance to say goodbye. I also get a sense that he had a son, but I don't think he ever met the son. So that's sort of where I kind of went with, like this narrative of a man just sort of separated from someone, and just nature and not being able to get back to where they needed to wanted to be. I'm complete. Who would like to go next? Lisa?
Hello, hi Pam. How are you? Okay, so when I first started, um, what came to me is that you've lived many lives in the water, and I got just full body goosebumps, and we call those truth bumps. And um, I don't know why. I don't know if I know you made a specific point that you did not talk to your sisters whenever you were near the water. I got the message to talk to your sisters about it, and they actually lived with you in these lives when you lived in the water. I feel like this was like a really, really, really long time ago, like at the beginning of Earth. Um, and even though you have strong emotions by, in, or near the water, that's where your soul is happy. And it was suggested, I don't usually use that word either, inner work, shadow work, talk to your higher self. Um, and I got ask your higher self to show you what you seek. And I'm not sure. I know you mentioned home, um, but I see you looking for something, home, belonging. And they said, seek home within, and you will find it. You just need to remember. And remember is the key word there. They want you to remember. They keep sending you to these places because they want you to remember your time there and your lives there. So this took a fun turn. All of a sudden, I had this very vivid picture, and I've never been to California. I've seen pictures, obviously, of big rocks and like the big ones that are out in the water and on the beach. And I thought of the Little Mermaid. And it's funny that, and then I got goosebumps all over again. And I kind of was giggling when Miriam was talking because she was talking about the seagull, the seagull and the Little Mermaid. Anyway, just a fun fact. Um, I got that you lived many lives in your family as a mermaid, and that you were very benevolent. You were um, very much close to shore. You weren't like way out in the deep. You liked helping people. You, I saw you after a shipwreck, like taking the waves and like pushing the people up towards the shore so they would live. Um, you actually stopped a lot of people from drowning. You were very, very happy to do it. You wanted to help out. And I had something else that popped in. Um, okay, I might have to pop back in for that. I lost it. It just took off. But I'll pop back in a few minutes. at the end. So I'm complete for now.
Thank you, Risa.
Can I can I go next? Uh,
Kathy?
okay, so hi Pam. Um, I did not see or know the question before this, and Pam, before we started the recording, we did our own meditation, and during that, I started feeling and seeing, and I felt such a sadness, and I drew tears on my paper, and then I saw boats on water and blue and the color blue, just like blue of water that's just so amazingly blue. And so as soon as we read the question, I was like, oh wow. And I heard, and the boats on the water are important, that I'll mention later. And then also, before even we started, when we were doing our meditation, I saw Isis, the sphere, especially the one with where she's got the red sphere above her head, and it's almost like what's holding it, like looks like this, like holding a red sphere above her head. I'm not exactly sure what that means. That didn't come through. And then there was something about when I wrote down right, WRITE, my hand felt like a little crampy. And then I heard there's the connection there. Check Louise Hay's book. I don't remember the name of it, but then I heard Kathy has it somewhere, and there was a little chuckle that my books have scattered all over my house at this point, but I will find that. Um, and I heard the words pitch in, and I didn't know what that meant. Now I'm wondering with what Risa was just saying, like sometimes the pitch of a boat. So I don't know if that was it, or like pitch in to help with whatever. And this is again before we even read the question. This is when we were doing our meditation. Then I saw, I don't know how to describe it, like la, 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 like all like scratchy, like all scratchy right here, like at your third eye, and almost like confusing, like confusing you. Are you feeling confused about who are you? Live it, be it, envelop it, be it. And the be it was said twice. And then when we started, after reading the question, and when we started, I write everything down because it's like coming through as like automatic writing. I too saw a mermaid, and it was a quick flash. But the words that I heard were the boats Kathy saw before even reading or seeing your question took you. Oh, the boats that Kathy saw took you to and from your homeland. Your powers are derived from the ocean waters, especially the West Coast ocean that goes deep, 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 which is where you are from. You helped to populate a place like Atlantis, and not just populate, but help. So when it was mentioned that you helping people in the boat, like I knew the word populate wasn't the only word, but I wasn't getting the other word. Oh, and and I just got truth bumps. So you helped to populate the place like Atlantis, and you tried to save it because it was your home. And after it disappeared, you stayed in the water. Living this 3D life on Mother Earth land is still foreign to you. Let go of the hold the water has on you by connecting to Mother Earth for now, not forever and always. There is so much to learn from Mother Earth as a land being, and that was in quotes, land being, that your people used to call the 3D beings that dwell on land. You will return to the water that draws you and makes you feel empty because your being away from there makes you feel empty because your lungs breathe breathe water easier than air. Do breathing exercises with air and see the oxygen entering your body and feeding all of your organs and your soul as water did before for you when you quote unquote were a water being, which you'll return to when you learn to appreciate all the land has to offer. So you can take this wisdom to the other water dwellers to help them when they incarnate as land beings in a lifetime of their choosing. You are a teacher that must experience what you will teach to others so you can convey it with integrity because you know from experience and trust that knowing of yourself more completely. And I had to underline be who you are. And again, this circled back to the when I saw the like scratchy at your third eye. Who are you? Live it, be it, envelop it, be it. Be who you are. Where you live is not important. That you live fully is. Embrace it. Do what you need. Do what you need to feel it in your heart of hearts. And through ceremonies, rituals, indigenous ways that honor Mother Earth to this day. There was something else, but now I'm not thinking of it. It was that was very powerful. And these words are not my words. They just come through me and I just write. And it was very many times when I'm writing things out, they feel kind of staccato almost like in music, but this was just so flowing that who this came from, like the flow of water. It felt like it was coming from um, an Akashic master, Akashic teacher, I should say, that really truly lives as you did in the lifetimes plural in the water also. And oh, that was the other thing that Pam, when someone else was talking, I remembered your email address and your email address based on the movie The Abyss, of the beings that live in the water. And guess what, girl? Yeah, you too. I am complete.
Thank you, Kathy.
I can,
Can I jump in?
yeah, for
I
sure.
remembered right whenever I got to the end, Lemuria popped in. So that was over on the west coast, and it was like Atlantis, but on the other side. So very cool.
Very cool.
Oh, so
Yeah.
I can go next. Hey Pam. Um, so what I got when I initially started, I had seen kind of like what you were saying, Lisa, about like a rock that's there. And I saw the ocean, like sort of like you're looking from the beach to the to out to the ocean. And there's like a rock, there's ocean around. So
Kat, I'm having a hard time hearing you. Can you take off your video? I'm
yeah,
sorry.
sorry,
Okay.
no,
So,
I'll
Pam,
just
we have
repeat.
to usually do this because that way you can hear Kat better. So I'm sorry about that.
No, no worries. Okay, so I'll just kind of repeat. So,
Yes, please.
okay, so I saw from if from a beach perspective, if you're at the beach and you're looking towards the ocean, I see two sides of I guess like a cove and a rock, kind of like what Risa was saying, of like for Little Mermaid, a rock, and over that window or door that was to your past. So it this is I also agree a past life. I got that she has to step through it if it lets her. Um, that the waves of the ocean are a frequency. It heals you. It connects you to the world, but not this. And I think it's this world. Um, she also used to be a sea animal, and I was getting that she was a shark. I did see a fin, which I was also thinking it could be a mermaid, but I did got a confirmation it was a shark. Um, and if she listens close, I got that she can overhear the water. Um, I'm not sure exactly what that means, but I feel like the water is talking to her, and she would need to silence herself and give herself to listening and being in that place. Um, and her I know she said that she had was crying. It's actually symbolic because her teardrops are like the ocean. Those drops of the ocean, her teardrops, are a part of that ocean. And I also got the word ship container. Um, I also did see like somebody, kind of what Miriam was saying, like somebody on a ship, like a ship person, and they had a box, and I got the word ship container. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but I did get that and that they were on a ship. So, um, and let me see here. And yeah, so that's what I got, and I'm complete.
Thank you, Kat.
And I'm sorry I had to take off my camera. I'll put it back on, see if it works
Yes.
now. Okay.
Thank you, Clara.
All right. Okay, so let me see. They said water is a portal for her. It means to connect and receive information. In another lifetime, Pamela, they said you were surrounded by water, making it easy to connect this way. And they want you to use this as a way to connect with the ancestors. And through connection, there was also a connection with the dolphins because they want you to use this in meditation. You used to swim with them, be connected with nature and love. And I asked for any words of advice and comfort, and they said the guides or the ancestors start saying, we are already there in your heart with you. We know your name. We are always close, waiting to connect and for you to remember who you are. Seek us for guidance. We are waiting. And I kind of asked how are, they want you to connect. And they said, next time you're in the water, focus on your heart space and send that energy out through there like a sonar radar going out, kind of like the dolphins do and stuff. So that you can fully open that connection, and you have that ability to do that. So, and then I saw randomly a bunch of like volcanoes erupting and stuff, and but they said we are not lost. We are still with you. And they did say, oh, I skipped over this part, but correct me if I'm wrong, anybody. How do you say that the ancient civilization, is it Mu? MU? Does anybody know?
Yeah, I think
Mm,
it is.
right? Okay. I'm not too familiar with that, but I know it's in that area. Okay. So they said also when you're not by the water, to just simply imagine yourself there and connect with it this way because you don't always have access. And they said an easier way to be able to do that was through the salt bath. And that amplifies what you need to know. And then the last thing is that while everybody's talking, I can feel like all the ancestors or the connections, like so full of joy that you're opening this connection within you. They're all gathered around, excited. Like they're all like, everybody's like hovering around. And they've been like, finally, we've been waiting for this. Like they're all super excited to connect with you. And I'm complete.
Thank you, Clara. All right. Does anybody have any extra stuff to add after everyone's spoken? The one image that kept coming up when you guys were speaking was you were talking about dolphins, the like how whales when they communicate through water and the sound, and you were just talking about like
So
that
Sonar.
healing frequency of like just being in the water and like and there is like if you go on Spotify they have tons of whale and dolphin sounds, some with music and some without. So I did get a very strong like sort of like explore, and also as there's a reason why this is coming up now, like you're follow it. Like all of us have these points that we start in, and it's almost like you putting it in before you're born as a way to like find your way. So the word map like comes up again, and almost like you're using this as a map, like this is your map, and like you need to, it's like follow the string, follow the clues.
Like a
And
treasure hunt.
like, yeah, and like the clues are in your body, the clues are in your body and how you feel, and really try to tune into it. And that's a very important clue that you were given, you know, that feeling that you have is a clue. So follow it. And that is sort of your wake up call, if you want to call that. So that's what I got with that.
I have one more thing. Just wanted to throw it out there. It just popped into my head. I follow this couple on socials. They're called Soul Star Sanctuary, and they have gone out and they've recorded the whales while she's playing her singing bowls and singing. And they've recorded the whales, and the whales like literally follow them. And it's absolutely beautiful. I highly recommend it. I'm complete.
Thank you.
Um, while um, while Clara was talking, um, I just got a quick image of an indoor water fountain. Just hearing the sound of water falling, especially especially while going to sleep and when you are asleep, Pam. That 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 will help you in healing not only the water, but especially in when you're in your dreams. For some reason, it's important then.
That's a good
I'm,
one.
yeah, I'm complete.
All right. All right. Everyone complete?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to stop the recording so we can do our